Hello everybody and welcome to round 2 of the Guild Ball World Championship final 2018.
We've got David Cameron versus Will, do I dare try and pronounce this?
Go on, say it. I don't know it. It's Will from Australia.
Weifeld, I want to say.
I honestly don't know.
Something
so we have David Cameron, no, not that one. The French second place
champion,
El Champion, and the Australian champion,
yes.
Will. They're playing Hunters and Morts respectively. You can see it on the screen down here. Boop. And their game plan deck cards. Will got Grudge Match, Wing Back in the game, Won't Touch the Hair, and Hunker Down. Whilst, again, the Big 7 goes to David with Lone Striker, Keep the Ball Moving, Go for the Knees. Oh, I can't remember what that one is. Fullback.
Sell it to the crowd.
Sell it to the crowd.
And fullback.
And it looks like we've got Obulus and Dirge on the field. I know they got dropped earlier on the floor, so David came around to do some last-minute repairs on Dirge, and Obulus also went flying off halfway across the event hall. And we go for Scalpel and Dirge.
So I've given you Will's, because Will's on the right-hand side.
Yep.
And I've got David's over
so
here.
Scalpel, Dirge, Casket, Graves, one. And then we've got Farhad, Theron, Bear, and veteran Minx. Chaska comes out. Glad to see Chaska played. Will's Chaska got lost, so he has had to take one of the ones from SteamCon to replace it. Minerva gets played. The wonderful woman Minerva. Cosset. And who is that? Is that Silence? This model below Graves and Cosset, do you reckon that's Silence? It looks quite clumped up. I can't quite make it out from here. Cannot decide. I'll have to wait to see the cards go down.
Can we get to the other camera, Ronan? We cut to the table one. Hemlock.
Veteran Hemlock. So, rundown for the teams. We have Scalpel, Dirge, Casket, Graves, Wong, Cosset, and Veteran Hemlock. Seems to be the standard Mortician lineup at the moment.
Yeah.
Whilst the Hunters have Theron, Fahad, the Bear, Veteran Minx, Chaska, and Minerva. So quite a combat-orientated Hunters lineup here, and similarly.
So do you think this
the
Scalpel Morticians lineup here is kind of goes into anything? Do you think there's anything
I think it's
dependent on what you're against,
list.
or do you think that is like this is my best 6 in any situation?
I think maybe against Fisherman you might want to bring in what's his face, Rat Boy, Skulk. As that pseudo goalkeeper striker.
I love Skulk.
Causing problems for everybody. So an interesting thing, David Cameron does not feel he belongs here right now. Firstly, because he didn't actually win the French Championship. Secondly, because in his first game against Dominic from Germany, Dave got himself to 8 points. Dominic was on 11. Dominic was playing Scartha. Had the choice to go first or second. Dominic chose to go first. David Cameron had the ball. David Cameron went second and scored. Dominic, if he went second, scores with a snowball and wins.
Yeah.
And after all the influence was allocated, Dominic went,
oops.
You stop the momentum, you win if you score.
Yeah.
And like with Scalpel, you just get tap in range. And just score.
So David Cameron with a bit of imposter syndrome.
Yeah. He's like, so
He won his first game. That's better than half the people that played in the first game.
Yeah, so that is accurate. That is accurate.
It's maths. Quick.
So
maths.
Dominic, absolutely devastated to go out to a, I don't know,
Just an error.
A play of his own undoing. So it looks like Scalpel with the ball to kick off.
So I think of all of them, and we're not, as commentators, we're not allowed to really let our personal preferences sway anything. So this isn't trying to imply any swaying anything, but I want David to win.
Well, because he doesn't belong.
No, because he showed me where the pundit party was yesterday, so I could say bye to people before I headed off.
Nice. Yeah.
So there's my reasoning.
Okay.
He was I think he was a bit drunk as well. I could be wrong. He seemed very happy.
David Cameron, obviously named after David Cameron, has a pig for his goal, obviously due to the scandal.
Oh,
of
now
a
I
few
get
years
it.
ago.
Now I get it.
He has sculpted a tie on the pig and painted it blue in commemoration.
I see.
So if you get a chance, hit David Cameron up on Twitter and ask to see photos of that pig up close.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's really.
It's funny, but if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you're just like, oh, cool, a pig. Like it works.
It's a scandal with a British politician involving a pig.
And that is the only political conversation that's going to happen because I don't understand politics. It makes my tiny little brain hurt.
I don't think politicians understand politics.
I think that's the thing with it. I think that's, it's just kind of like
it's a huge curtain over everyone's incompetence.
Yeah.
Just act like
you
you
think
know what you're doing. Yeah. So David obviously got into the French Championship. We have replaced the Guildball logo with the NFC. This is the National French Championship logo.
Right. Yeah.
He has paraphernalia to do with French. He is wearing the Le Coq Sportif shirt.
I think that's a brand. That is.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called now. That symbology for the French. It has like a name. Like because it's they use the same. That's for like I think that's for the football team.
Oh, is it?
The French football team. But that has like a.
Oh, speaking of symbol,
like the whole tricolore or whatever it is for the Italian, tricolour, whatever it is.
Tricolor. At 11 o'clock, we will be stopping the games in the World Championship to commemorate.
So we have a minute's silence.
The 11th of November for veterans. We stop for 2 minutes. At 11 o'clock, clocks will be paused 2 minutes beforehand, so that players just get ready for it. We too will be observing it. We invite you to do it as well. But just be aware that there will be a break in about 50 minutes' time.
Yeah. Well remembered. So it was Hemlock with the kick.
No, Scalpel.
Yeah, that is Scalpel.
It's a good old
stack of 6 on it too. Dirge taking a jog up behind Scalpel. So you'll notice if you were watching all day yesterday, pitches had a bit of a rejig.
Yes, we asked the refs if they could redo the terrain on this table to one, to break it up for us, and two, because people who had played on top table in the last chance qualifier would have, like a 1% advantage going into this game, knowing that they've played on this board and the layout before. We talked about it yesterday.
It'd be nice to see some action go on in another part of the pitch, whereas that barrier was previously kind of stopping anything happening there.
Do you check casket time for me, please? Because the players are discussing it. This has been taken out on a human model.
Yeah.
So not Mechanica.
Or Bear.
Or Bear. Or Fahad.
Yeah.
Or...
So this is a boombox taking a tiny push. So that's cheeky 6 damage.
Yeah, casual
on Scalpel.
Casual half health. And back he goes. And then lays down another trap. Let's go random. Is that a nice thing you're saying or a bad thing you're saying?
I think it's bad.
Oh.
I assume it's bad. I assume everything's bad when we're involved in it.
Yeah, that's fair. Midnight offering. It's his internet, not our stream.
Not gonna lie, I'm trying to drum myself up.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the effects of the weekend so far.
Yep.
I am exhausted. I'm trying to get my head back in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, the trap placement here from Will. From Will is really nice to kind of shut off the scalpel activation.
Yeah, just kind of
you have to get snared.
Setting up the kind of defensive formation with the traps.
Yeah. That's a big Theron activation. So the ball marker isn't particularly clear. It's currently on Theron.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like Dirge. What do you reckon that is he's planning out there?
The midnight offering from Hemlock onto Scalpel.
All right.
I assume.
So 2, 4, 6.
No, the token next to Trap was next to Scalpel was showing that she was tooled up.
Oh, okay. So I think he's looking at the walk from Scalpel there, midnight offering to allow him to get out of the the pinned threat range of Theron.
Yeah.
So use a midnight offering to that pre-measured location, and then jog around the corner to give her support next turn. And also keeping yourself out of Theron range as well.
Yeah.
You can stop that stun strike, generating momentum from a distance. It's pretty good.
I always find it interesting when I see a Theron lineup that doesn't have Zerola in it.
I know. You lose your biggest denial piece.
Yeah.
Theron goes in early, does his stuff, you get to relocate him immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying he needs it.
No. I guess your flex pick for this is the Chaska slot. Like the bear seems like an almost guaranteed take now with the high damage output. If you want to play that kind of game, Chaska feeds into that further. So if you're really leaning into the killing, you want to take Chaska.
Yeah.
If you think you might need to play a bit of football or a bit of hold ball, then take in Zerola.
So it looks like Ronan's having to play it, making a graphic for the minute silence or 2 minute silence, which means we've lost all of our capacity to watch this game.
Ah, thanks, Ronan.
Thanks, Ronan.
You can commentate again. Just having to pad it out with useless chat.
What do you do with the JKR pit trap? Because now all the traps have been standardised. His isn't different.
Make it your goal marker.
The base is too small.
Put it on a 50mm base.
It's a bit boring.
You're a bit boring.
Thanks.
You could go play extreme frisbee with it. You could
choose who your least favourite player who is on a 40mm base is, and then use that as almost like a topper, and put that model lying down in it, completely cut to ribbons, and have it as like an effigy towards your least liked 40mm base player.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's just something you could do. With 2 blessings, you just take Chaska. I'm pretty sure with Chaska, just double check, is shotgun boombox once per turn?
Boombox is once per turn, yeah.
Is there something I'm missing there? Check the... She doesn't have it. Well, have we got a Scartha captain? And we got Theron on field.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. That's what.
That's been influence. Yes, that
Yeah,
doesn't.
you don't remove the once per turn
Doesn't
thing.
negate the once per turn.
And I'll go and correct the captain.
Oh yeah, that's what you mean. It's just easier to bless him than spend the influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Beep, boop, beep. And I'm just going to re-enter these players because for some reason I pressed the wrong captain.
Right, so one's being spent for second wind on the scalpel activation and then a charge in. Hitting Minx. Oh, no, just throwing a Spirit Bomb. Hitting Theron, 3 damage.
So he's at 3 damage because of the tooled up.
Also takes 3 damage from the tooled up. And then just bouncy from the Spirit Bomb. So what we missed out on there. Oh yeah, guys in chat, I fully agree. If you can put the trap down and boombox them on 7 damage to auto kill mascots and half health people
and
immediately.
Snare them.
It's value.
Spends 1 to heal on Scalpel as well.
So we're all equal going into the first card.
Who did that Spirit Bomb hit? Sorry, I was just editing my players. So Theron took 3.
And Chaska.
And Chaska took 3. It was Chaska still got tough hide. And
I don't think he ever had tough hide,
plus I didn't know if the mud concealer thing was something to do with tough hide. So it is now +1 death.
Okay. It used to be +1 armor, but +1 death.
That's right. I knew it didn't used to do that. I just couldn't remember what it did do.
So as Will.
So they even on momentum at this point.
They're even on momentum. I don't know, actually. Maybe go for the knees. I don't know. I don't know what card that is. It looks.
I don't know if the cards you had written down were backwards.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it looks like that's full back out of...
yeah, it's like a wand, isn't it? Or hunker down.
And that was full back out of Mr. Cameron.
It's tunnel going on in the centre. Nothing to do with us.
Or it might be.
Might be.
Who knows?
Influence allocated, off we go. So Veteran Minx making a pass to Chaska. It is successful, and the momentum generated used to blessing him. So I reckon we see Chaska sprint, shoot, pass the ball, get back.
Yep.
With the dream activation. And Veteran Minx there. Just jogging up. So the guy saying Chaska's an auto. I don't think he is. We've not seen him used in every Hunters game, and we've seen 2 on stream so far. It's the first time I've seen him, but I agree he is a strong choice now to contend for your...
Scalpel tooled up from Graves there.
For your lineup. So Fahad just jogging up slightly. Dirge
goes.
Responds. I always love when the mascot activations happen because it feels like really quick chess. Click, click, click. All right, well, we've done that then.
Got that out the way. And then you realise 3 activations down the line that where you put yourself has messed up your position entirely. And you're just like, oops.
Get caught up in the fast activations. So this looks like a sprint from Theron over the trap. So measuring out the distances here. So within 6, just shy. So different plan coming in here. That's Chaska outside of range to
pass, yeah.
I think it was a walk up and boombox. It would have to be a sprint, which doesn't want to do. We can bring up Chaska's card. It's open already. Yeah, so he probably wants to do the wanted to walk past Tough Skin onto Theron. It's Tough Skin's self, no.
Chaska, aka Arthur Morgan.
Yeah. Arthur Morgan post fight in the bar. So, players are discussing that Theron here being frustrated by he wanted to place his forest first, but not being able to place it where he wants to be. David correctly identifying that if he goes down this side of the pitch, there's a lot of terrain, and placing that forest in a good position becomes much more difficult. Gasket just moves up, throws down Ghostly Visage, covering the team, making sure that the charge from the bear is pretty much just shut down. -4. That's a sprint, feral attack if you want it. Or feral attack.
I love Mr. Cameron, but I think he could do with cleaning his play up a bit. It's getting a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
Nudges.
This
Being hypercritical, I'm not convinced there wasn't a slight nudge on Scalpel there, which may have been quite important in terms of that pass range being just out.
Yeah. The Chaska there making the 4-inch dodge from the pass to Theron. Players happy there that he did get in range, and the boombox is happening on Scalpel.
And the boombox does hit Scalpel, which puts Scalpel on 8.
Puts down another trap. Do you want to play in this area of the pitch? Because you'll take 3 damage if you walk to where Chaska is.
Yeah.
And leaving Chaska there. Bait. You know the gif, that's bait.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a bait to try and get some control over Scalpel.
Yeah.
I'll give up Chaska if Chaska goes down.
Problem is, like,
the double push on the 1 is a pretty grim counter attack.
Yeah. Well,
obviously you just have the follow up of Rat Spirit bombing back in. But
yeah. Guys in chat.
That'd be quite funny if you saw a lure on Chaska to trigger all those traps.
Yeah, because he counts as friendly.
Yeah.
I wonder if David Cameron will identify that as an option. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
Pull him in rather than you enter.
Yeah.
Drop it.
He's
drop a lure. He's asking the speed, which makes me wonder if he is thinking about a lure. That's what I'd go for. Lure, trigger all 3 traps,
3 damage,
get him snared.
Moves it. Only gets to move him 3 inches then, but whatever.
Don't care. 3 inches out of the where you want him.
Yeah.
For then Scalpel to drag further back in. You might be even looking at a casket time at that point. That's probably where I'd start to look, actually.
Casket time next turn.
I think that's where I would be looking to go. So this, to me, is a missed opportunity.
Just going in?
To me, is a missed opportunity. I'd have gone for the lure, personally.
Yeah. Counter-attack declared by Chaska. Looking for 3s.
Double push
no
on.
armor. No knockdown. Momentous 2 up to 3.
Yeah. Cheska left on 10.
And has the option for the push. Not risking the counter-attack, pushing herself 2 inches away to then go for the Spirit Bomb. Spend some momentum to do it for free. Add bonus time. 3 damage.
3 damage.
2 inch push back in. Counter-attack is now off the table.
Yeah.
Wow. Big sexy 6 for Scalpel. 3 damage and a triple push. Mentus takes the Mentus 3 up to 4.
So I am
taking the 2
wondering
inch push.
if the part of the reason for kind of dangling Cheska out there is just get that Scalpel activation off the table, because it's the scary part, and now I can play the rest of my turn without the fear of your kind of front-loaded.
Yeah. I think they're mistaken that Cheska. They think Cheska's on the ground.
As far as I'm aware, Cheska is not knocked down. But
Yeah,
there you
but
go.
both players. I mean, maybe we missed it.
I don't know, that 2 seemed to be
Get
removed.
pulled out there, so yeah. Momentous dodge. Three health left. Probably just going to take the momentous dodges here because.
I mean, if it was me, I would use this last one for the kill and then spend for a second wind.
Spend the 1. Players there confirming he's not knocked down.
He's not knocked down.
4 hits, momentous dodge. And the last one, another attack. Takes the knockdown now. And that is over to. No. So, David Cameron there lamenting his 1 momentum spent for Spirit Bomb, saying he should now have actually spent that last attack on
Second wind.
Second wind, that's the one. I was going to say Shadow-like.
I personally
know
would
what
have
I meant.
healed.
What's the health? 8. Yeah.
Oh, looks like 12 on the card.
Yeah, I think she has healed.
So must have healed him.
David Cameron then saying he also forgot to
I'm
push
just forgetting
people.
my rules, that's fun. Oh, I still think that lure was the right call.
Yeah. So pass from Theron is successful.
Yes, he did heal Scalpel.
So what is the plan? So pass the ball to the bear. Looking at a 4-inch dodge with the bear to negate the Ghastly Visage. Ghostly Visage,
if the Ghostly Visage has been remembered, because there's nothing to
I know
show it.
The fact that there was no AoE put down hurts me because you need to know exactly where the models need to be under that. Because if you move out of it, you might be able to clip the back of your base still in it.
Yeah.
If you make a charge, let's say.
The clock is moving. I can just see the pips moving, and you see it's just ticked from 35
pips
to 34.
So, looking for the shots on Scatha. 2 damage and snared on Scatha. Scalpel. It's a long day. Very tired. Very hungry.
It's been a short day so far.
No, it's not.
No, it's still plenty more to come. We've still got the most important Guild Ball game of the year to some people to come, so we need to wake up.
There are 2 more games. I think some food and some coffee and some fresh air will do the world of good.
Spins to heal.
I believe I wrote down the other matches going on. Let's have a look at Longshank, see what other games we've got going on elsewhere.
So the pinned, meaning that we can't midnight offering away if it's there. Because Jaska's knocked down, can't do the lure.
Could do the law on
Cosset
Theron,
is
bring him
going to
through.
charge
Over.
the bear.
What? No. Stupid.
Seems less than wise.
What's he doing? Is he crazy?
Yes, so David Cameron say, doing
What's he
self-commentary.
doing?
What's
Yeah,
he doing?
what's he
Is he
doing?
crazy?
Crazy.
We say yes. Yes.
Well,
you
I'm
are.
saying yes because Cosset should have activated lured Chaska.
I think luring Theron's just as valuable now.
Yeah, because it gives the kind of freedom
To
on the
move
pin
and-
if you want it.
Yeah. And you can then use a bit more.
I think lure just gets forgotten.
Yeah. I think the
Because
fact
I
that
think it's like it's always been like I loved it on Siren. I always think it's been kind of underrated. Seems like an overused term.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily underrated, but I do think it's underutilized for how useful it can be.
Yeah. Well, I think it's that interaction, the fact that it makes the enemy model friendly is a oft forgotten thing.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
you can trigger things.
Yeah.
So, just for the guys at home who are interested, we have obviously Will versus David on table 1. We have Wolfgang versus Bartek from the previous game on table 2. Charles Nurser versus Alex Botts on table 3. Christian Metz versus Henry Kay on table 4. But these guys are all the ones still in. Dominic, I thought he lost. Yes, that's the
Okay, so
8
dice
players
roll
on
coming in
wins.
to cut in
Yeah, no worries.
from Cosset. So Dirge moving up on the tag along.
Yeah. Wow. That's a double wrap.
You're not stoic or anything, Matt. I'll take a non-momentous tackle.
Non-momentous tackle and a momentous push dodge.
I save Scalpel from dying.
And then the
Oh. And then looking for a pass.
Sprint signals parting blows, kill them.
And David identifying that the bear could just kill Scalpel with this next activation. So by engaging and blocking off charge lanes, forcing through the rough ground, just makes
well,
it...
it's going to be a pass back to Scartha.
Oh, yes, yeah, no, I get that. But by also then moving models in the way of the bear.
Yeah.
You
So I think
keep
it's going to
Scartha.
be a pass back to Scartha. 4-inch dodge from Scartha, I'm guessing.
Scalpel.
I'm
You did
doing
it
it
too,
now.
you did it
I'm
too.
doing it now.
Yeah. Pass is a success.
And then some. And now he's like, I don't want to go too far that way. So if I go too far that way, you just boombox me off the pitch. And I'm not getting stuck into that kerfuffle again.
Yeah. So happy that the bear can't kill from there for David. Will's not checked yet. Oh, question from chat, and I like
Scalpel's
it.
got that. So David Cameron, so I'm just trying to work out what's going on here because the bear can go for miles because the bear's got the ball and can sprint really far.
Oh, wow.
And then Will's just like, no, Scalpel has the ball. That's how she's where she is now.
Question from chat though is how did the bird get to where it is
Pardon?
from Tagalong? Because it's directly towards, and the bird seemed to be off to the side a little bit. It wasn't directly behind
Yeah.
Gossip.
As I
So
said
the bear
earlier
now
on-
just swinging on Dirge.
I do think I think David's a bit nervous.
Yeah.
There's a few misplays coming out. But I'm sure Will would call anything that he thought was overly
Yeah.
untoward. Like, that is a big part of it, is there is a massive difference between kind of just doing something a bit wrong and actively cheating.
Yes.
And I think kind of both players are responsible for the cleanliness of a game. If you see something happen that you don't think was done correctly,
You need to call it.
then you have a responsibility to sort of go, I'm not sure that was quite right.
Yeah.
So I'm
And-
sure
and-
if there was anything that Will was notably unhappy with, he would say so.
And it's also on you as the player, as the opponent, to be like, if you think someone's moves are off, you're like, can you please use templates?
Yep.
And can you proxy base so I can check your movement? So push the bird out of the way with the feral attack.
And then
Bobby.
charging.
And charging Cosset.
So I think the heavy burden isn't affecting Cosset where she is
Ghostly
now.
Visage, correct, yeah.
Ghostly Visage. No. Did I say heavy burden?
Yeah. Does he still have heavy burden?
He does.
Oh, what a guy. Get close to someone, punch them, put them in the rough ground, put them in the heavy burden on them. Oh, it's a miserable time. So Bryce here coming in. Bryce here getting involved. Just checking the, making sure the bear is outside of 3 of Casket, otherwise he can't make this charge as easily. No momentum from Will, and defensive stance declared on Cosset. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits from the bear, 4 momentous. Takes the mauling, 3 damage and bleed onto Graves and onto Cosset. Am now bleeding. And the option to clear it with Smelling Salts is active, which I think is a pretty good use of the 2 influence on Hemlock here. But you still got the bird activation. You fly the bird back over in to safety. I agree, get the Angry Scotsman off the stream. Guilds remaining in the top 4 tables. 2 Hunters, 3 Morticians, 1 Engineers, 1 Butchers, and 1 Union. Oh, apparently we've got results coming in. It's going to refresh Longshanks. Morticians and Engineers, and oh no, no results have come in as far as I can see. Wait to see which guild wins the world today and play that one. Player skill's got nothing to do with it, obviously, winning worlds. It's all down to your guild choice.
It's purely on the guild choice.
So Hemlock here attacking Chaska. Just to generate that momentum to get the lead back. So accepting the additional damage on the players, Graves and spends 2 to heal Cosset. Interesting. Goes in, generates 2 momentum, spends it to heal rather than Smelling Salts to stop the... your net outcome is 1 better.
Yeah.
I guess. Because it's on 8 health left. Interesting. 2 momentum to 1.
So I'm assuming that's just the 6. I'm assuming that's sell it to the crowd.
Beg your pardon? Interesting. I think for the on-card effect, wingbacks. Oh wait, I'm playing as Will, aren't I?
Yes.
Oh, what to choose, grudge match, your +6 is good.
So this is the top of turn 3.
Back in the game.
Top of turn 3 we're going into. Still 0-0.
I'm torn between, for Will here, back in the game and grudge match. Grudge match allowing him to put single out on 2 of each models. Well, 1 of each person's models. And back in the game, allowing to reallocate influence. You assume Chaska's going down. We'll have a look now. Lone Striker versus, oh, won't touch the hair. So someone gets poised. Playing a low card, accepting he's going to lose. Seems like a decent strategy.
But I don't think that casket time is very easy
No,
anymore.
not with the amount of players in the way.
Yeah.
And Hunker Down played the previous
No,
turn.
I don't think there is any way that casket can get in on
Not in time.
Chaska now.
Not in time.
Not with a 1-inch melee.
I mean, if you take a scalpel activation and just push him around,
Yeah, you can make him. You can kind of lock him in.
let's say, it requires it requires Will allowing it to happen, which is just not going to happen at this level of play. So, with Morticians going first, what do you think the play is? Just take the kill on the table? Oh, no, Graves going. Tools up. Scalpel. Moves up.
Everything.
Everything.
Including the barrier.
Yeah. Swings at Chaska. Engaged by two friends, one friends. Lone Striker. Will he remember the -1 dice from his card? Takes a momentous push. Attacks him again.
Takes momentous 2. Chest
Momentous
goes
2
down.
just kills him. Chaska goes down. 2 points to the Morticians. Spends 2 to heal Cosset. Back to full health. Spends 1 to heal himself. Back to 12. And clock passes over to Will.
So Theron trying to work out.
Throne trying to control Scalpel. As we're saying, Scalpel is good if you let her be good. As soon as you get an ounce of control over her, or even just take her out the first time, she struggles to re-enter the game in a meaningful way.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
she really wants to be pulling the strings the entire time and cannot.
It's kind of very much the... I feel like the general strategy seems to have been against Scalpel, get in her face,
Nuke her, just.
or stop her getting in yours. Like,
Yeah.
there you two.
I think if you could nuke her down quickly when the team's up in the midfield, yes, she's fast to get back in, but she's fragile as anything.
Well, I think it's more that you don't even necessarily mind too much about removing her from the table, but if you force her into a situation where she has to do an activation she doesn't want to do,
Yeah.
then you're mitigating what she can get done.
Yeah. So Minerva Hedge having a run up. Time to put down this Harrier marker.
Yeah, I guess so. Be the first one we've seen, despite seeing her a fair amount.
Throw up the Minerva card. Jog 5. Well, he's got 3 on her, so he can sprint really far up, get that melee zone involved, and put a Harrier down.
Yep. Does just walk.
Does fancy walking.
And hits Dirge.
Hits
So
Dirge
gonna
to
trigger
generate
it
points
off
of
the
momentum.
playbook. Takes a momentous knockdown on Dirge.
Hits him again. Looking for 4s now. Oh, wrap. No, not wrap. Could take 3 momentous damage. So, but does put the momentous Harrier out. So places it on top of Graves. Is Harrier once per turn? Yeah, good. Looking for an I Spy for a ranged singled out, effectively. I Spy
There's
on
an
Dirge.
Adventurous I Spy on Dirge.
And over to David. Bear has 21 health. David Cameron thinks he can do it.
Look, he gives up Scalpel. Maybe.
But if he can bring the bear down low enough and just put it... I can't go in the casket. It's not human.
Yeah, can't casket time the bear. It's not human. And then, I guess, just sick and wind away.
Yeah.
Hope that you don't have to use your heroic on a spirit bomb.
From the counter-attack double push on 1. Seems likely.
Well, I'd expect a knockdown, if I'm honest. It was the first result that Scalpel takes.
2s, isn't it? 2s and armor's ignored, so yeah. With 1 melee zone in there.
Yep.
Seems pretty likely. We cut to the other camera, the close-up one. Looks like we got a good shot there.
Finally
Scalpel.
playing at the end of the table. We can see what's going on up
Nice
close.
and clear. So you can see Scalpel's head there poking down near the scorecards. Going for it, so Scalpel going to weave her way through. So the consideration is I either pass the ball and dodge and then walk in, or I sprint in. I would go for the sprint. So I don't have to roll dice. So Stepper's coming out. 1. So mapping it out. So easily arranged to get in. Don't do it through the Harrier though. Just madness. Well, second wind out, I guess.
Yep.
So Mortician party time with the bear.
Yep.
I would have mapped it out to see if I could get into base contact.
I think you can also, if you wish, with your voodoo strings push it closer towards to get extra dice from Cosset also.
Yeah. Or drag Casket in, drag Cosset in.
Yeah.
If the bear counterattacks, Spirit Bomb yourself, or Spirit Bomb the bear back in. So, wow.
That's pretty good.
Everything. Yeah, that's all right.
Does take the knockdown.
Knockdown and 1 damage, actual damage.
So the 1 damage obviously coming from the tooled up, countering the Tified, then chooses the voodoo strings, Cosset in.
Yep.
Would that trigger the trap? Is that how those work?
If it's within an inch, yeah. It's close. Players should probably check that. Oh, big damage coming in now.
I'm imagining you're going to see Casket come in as
So
well.
second
maybe?
attack. I mean, if he takes non-momentous results, he can do 5 damage each time with these rolls. So the Rap's doing 1 damage, and that's safe to say. And David here trying to decide whether he wants to go for momentum, because he needs at least a point at some point momentous away. So David there put that template away, and Will just went, hey, hey,
I
that's
put
important.
templates down just because you don't.
Yeah. Pushing the bear in. So did take the non-momentous 4 damage. The bear's on 15 health. Oh.
Apparently Charles Nurser beat Mr. Botts.
Oh, Bots falls, apparently.
So Casket
So
now
a new world champion.
joining the club.
Yep, and a 3 damage
You're going to
momentous.
see a scary amount of damage come out of Theron here.
Oh, well, the Harriers are terrifying. Engaging, but not in the Harrier on Casket. 12 health left on the bear. Attacks again. 10 dice now.
Yeah.
Picks out the 1s. 1, 2, 3, 7. Non-momentous 4. Down to 8 health left. Not killing the bear this activation. Too many 1s. 7 and a wrap of 2. Non-momentous 4 stays at 4, and then 1 damage. And 1 stays at 1. So how much health left?
3.
Spirit Bomb.
Doesn't do it.
Because of
Tough hide.
Yeah, 2 stays at 2. Ooh, one of those ones.
And the bear goes buck wild now.
And David saying, I should have been bonus timing. Players are discussing David's choices, and we're saying that you've taken the right choice every single time. You've just rolled too many ones in your to make up key attacks. David lamenting right now. Heroic to get out of there. Can we go back to the big view? Trying to see momentum score. So only got 1 momentum after all of that. Can't pass either. Struggling here.
And now, so the only model in the Harrier, I believe, are now Scalpel and Graves, because players agreed that Casket isn't in it on where the template is actually sitting.
Yep. And uses the momentum to dodge 4 inches away. And Will just confirming that if he heals, Casket is extremely unlikely to kill him in 1 swing.
Yep.
He would need all the crowd outs and all the buffs in the world.
Yep. Which was the risk of dragging Cossack in. No, Cossack can't charge.
Just out of interest, shouldn't David have been rolling 11 dice towards the end there?
Why?
As soon as, so I think for the last 2 attacks,
So
11 rather than 10.
So 7 dice and then 3 crowd outs.
Oh no,
Bears
sorry,
def
Bears
3.
def 3 base. Yeah. So it's fine. He was right. Yes, we've still got the bear to activate. Oh, Fahad charging in.
I don't think he's in a rush here. He's got 4 momentum. He can heal up the bear.
Healing the bear is the main thing here.
Yep.
Right.
Which you can do irrelevant
can do
of how
with
this
this one.
activation goes.
So keep Theron's activation till the end. Wow. They triple
So
wrap.
triple wrap.
So
there's a momentous 6 damage.
Momentous 6, 2, 2, 2 on the triple wrap, full playbooks. So it goes up to 7, but then back down to 5 because he heals the bear for 4. Hemlock looking for the blind on the bear. Is successful.
I'm intrigued as to why on the bear.
I think that's the immediate threat, right? Rather than the immediate threat, he's not noticing the Theron. Will looking now for the crowd out in there.
Yeah, he's essentially trying to discuss David's like, if I send someone else in there for a crowd out, but you do get a mauling, I'm in a lot of trouble, aren't I?
And David, they're saying, crowd out won't help, I'll just hide.
Yeah.
These traps have really forced David to stick in his half of the pitch. So we've still got Veteran Minx, we've still got the Bear, and we've still got Theron, and a Harrier is out on the table. And a lot of David's models have activated inside that Harrier.
Well, from what I can gather from what the players have said, the only model in the Harrier currently is Graves.
For now.
For now, yeah.
Like, the Bear doesn't need to kill things. Theron can do that pretty reliably if it gets pulled into the Harrier. So if the Bear just stands up, pulls Cossack into that Harrier to clip it with the first one, swing, brings her down, in comes Theron, punch, kill her, punch, kill Graves.
So in comes Minx.
Minx on the bird. Looking for dodges and probably a kill at the end.
So I think
So for some reason,
this
Minx
is Minx
has been pulled up.
can't
by
work
the,
out if this is on Graves or on Cosset.
Oh, apologies, I mistook where my models were. I think it's on Cossack because of the lack of armour.
I can't work out because they're looking at the cards mark. Cosset's not taking damage, so it must have been Graves. And it had extra damage added on from the Harrier.
Ah, okay, right, yeah, makes sense then. Gasket punching the bear. One, two, three, four, five. So the rep does nothing because of tough hide. And sorry.
Noventus 2 goes down to 1.
We are about to pause our clocks for 11 o'clock.
Yes.
You're welcome to join us in 2 minutes of silence. So you don't have to hear us just breathe down the mics for 2 minutes. I'm going to mute our mics. We will rejoin you in a few minutes' time. All right, guys, we're back there after the 2 minute silence. If you join along at home, good on you. We are back in the game. I'm sure both players appreciated those 2 minutes to figure out exactly what they're going to do. Take a little stop, look at the game,
so
assess.
Theron now coming in and going on Cosset. Now it was 2, some damage. It was just the one. Not a great roll.
For threes. There's a snared after that damage. No, poor roll. Momentous 2 damage onto Cossack.
Oh, the one I believe was actually from like the push and triggering that trap because there's a trap gone now. So I believe it was a momentous push to make that trap trigger, which is why she took the one and is snared.
Just 2 hits, momentous 1 damage. 8 health left. Well, this activation has not gone the way he planned it in his head. Oh, smash our camera, thanks. Thanks, Will. Momentous 2 damage. Taking the bonus time because he's dripping in momentum. 6 health left. Got the option for 5 damage here. Takes the momentous 3 and the momentous 1.
So I think a big part, folks in chat saying that they saw people still playing and talking. It's entirely a personal preference thing. Like, we can't enforce it upon people if they don't wish to do it. I mean, everyone, same as like the wearing the poppy. Some people do, some people don't. It's entirely up to your personal preferences. So please don't like have a go at people in the community that didn't want to observe the silence. It is a personal thing.
So Dirge there flying over, staying in the melee zone of Minerva. Bear time. No momentum
to work
for
out whether
David.
he wants to sacrifice. So does sacrifice movement to stand up. Spends 1 to heal.
10 health left.
Yep.
And going for a punch on, listening in. Go for Cossack in the Harrier. Sorry, Cossack outside the Harrier.
Yep. Unless the push from Theron, the players agreed that put her in it, but there were no +1s on Theron's damage, so I'm assuming not.
Attack 5 because of blind and the crowd outs. The friendly models.
Cossack goes.
And momentous death, 2 points to Hunters. And then start buying attacks on Graves. Nothing due to armor. Momentous 5. Harrier snared. How fortunate is Graves that first attack missed?
Yeah, pretty fortunate. How fortunate.
And he's now bleeding though, so he's going to die because there's no momentum. So.
Smelling salts.
Hemlock's gone, I think. Oh no, yeah, maybe with the self-damage.
Oh, so everyone must have gone because they're now taking the condition damage, so that's the turn. So the pause threw me off as to who exactly has and hadn't gone, and it's not uncommon to see no influence on Hemlock.
Yeah, I don't think Hemlock had activated that turn. Oh no, she blinded the bear.
Yes, she did blind the bear.
If you use your brain,
So
it's pretty simple.
4 points to the Hunters now.
influence.
And I also wonder if something pointed out in the chat. I don't know if the blind was taken into account when Cena was making those attacks.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
It was.
He was rolling 5 dice, but had the crowd out. So the first target, it was bad for him because he had the crowd out from Cossack.
Right.
Then when he started attacking Cossack,
it was -3 because it was just.
bonus 2. Yeah.
Oh right, because the 2 crowd outs. Right.
crowd
Yeah.
Graves.
The 20% off code will end today, or I think it's today. So what date is it? I think it was down to the 11th.
Yeah, it's down to 11th, so it should end at the midnight today.
So I think it's scheduled.
I
think it'll either be midnight. I'm assuming it's midnight. I know it's scheduled to finish.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be midnight tonight. For those curious, the code is TeamStream20, which get you 20% off on Guild Ball products at store.steamforged.com. If you wish to pick any new goodies up. We will be running Black Friday on the 23rd of November, so if you do purchase something, do so in the knowledge that you may be able to get a larger saving later at some point. Yes, midnight UK time, which I believe is GMT.
So you've got 13 hours to use that code.
Yeah.
Which is less.
But I shall try and seek out some information to find, get confirmation of the exact time that will come down.
So
thank you to everybody that's used that also, if anyone has.
Just going to say the clock wasn't running for Will's influence allocation, so he said to David, you have yours off clock as well.
Seems fair. And if you have used the code, let us know what you got. Unless it's like a dirty secret. You don't want everybody to know, or you want to keep it hidden from players you friend.
I bought Hunters, Morts and Butchers because the internet told me they were really good.
And I want to get them ahead of time.
Code on Black Friday will not work.
Yes, correct.
It'll be out of activation by then.
Because Black Friday is in 2 weeks' time, and this code ends at the latest midnight tonight.
Our auto mod is ruthless.
It really is. That almost felt arse.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like the bear's going to go kill Scalpel because she's snared.
Yeah. Staying engaged.
So David Cameron here declaring the parting blow, saying... Oh yeah, he's happy with positioning there.
Tech 5.
Momentous 3 damage to Scalpel. 11 left. So 3 swings. Momentous 4.
Ooh, a lot of pitches. A lot of people picked up pitches.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Momentous 3. Spends one with that momentum to heal the bear.
Leave Scalpel on 5. Puts the bear at 14 after that heal.
I always find this in Guild Ball. If you turn on vision on taking, the bear's the toughest thing on the pitch to take out from the hunter's side, right?
Yeah.
If you turn on vision on taking out the bear
Well,
and it starts healing...
The most interesting one is the bear's never an option for casket time either, so you don't even have that option.
And now it's activated.
But it is also a massive threat, so...
But yeah, last turn, I can see the wanting to go in and kill it before it activates. That I agree with.
Yeah.
And poor dice on David's part lost it for him.
I'm not sure if it was necessarily down. I still think it was a super risky one to go for.
Yeah.
And that's intelligent play from Will there, going with the bear first, because the bear on 14 now does go down to a...
Till the pair. Scalpel.
But Scalpel didn't seem to get much this turn on the assumption that, the
the
wolves are at the door. As we kind of discussed earlier, you can push on them.
Just keep walking around. Only a shorter distance, but do use your templates, people. Just check it. Make it clean. Because now this happens. You're like, actually, you know what? I don't
you can go wherever you want at this point, because I can't remember where he started.
Will clicking the clock over him because he wants to think about a counter-attack.
He does declare the counter.
Just declare it. And then David now thinking, I should have done bonus time if you've declared a counter-attack. Absolutely nothing. That's a bad roll. Counter-attack coming in on David's clock. Should click it over.
Please don't bear claw. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a mauling.
A mauling.
Scalpel goes down.
Scalpel dies. How much health did Scalpel have left? She has 4 left, didn't she?
I had Scalpel down as 5.
Yeah.
How much damage does the mauling do?
Ball's now scattering. It's only 3 damage, right?
Snared.
But
Means it does an extra one.
To play with damage results. By my accounts, she wasn't dead there, but we weren't on the pitch, so we don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't argued.
No, exactly.
At all.
It was expected.
But yeah, Scalpel does go down.
4 influence gone.
Mauling, and again, slightly confused as to. By my count, Scalpel had 5.
It was 4 or 5 on my look.
But the Mauling doesn't kill her.
So, players allowing the redaction of
a clock pass just to do a heavy burden on there, so tilted slightly.
Yeah. David Cameron has said this game is over. We'll play it out, but you have won off that. That was a stupid mistake by me.
Well, it wasn't a mistake. It was really bad dice roll, missing what was a fairly likely knockdown.
6 dice, 3 threes. You'd hope that comes off. Oh! Players caught it. Thank goodness.
The Mauling and he does 3 damage.
Players now arguing. David saying it's fine, and Will saying no, this is really important. You should not be dead. Mauling didn't get the +1 damage. Well, so David doesn't want to. David doesn't want to rewind.
David's being polite, being too polite.
Being too polite about it. Will's being like, I don't want to win because
based on that.
Because it'll feel like I cheated.
David saying like, we both agreed that was okay. We moved on.
And Will now feels really bad.
And then he was looking for a pass, needing a 5 from Hemlock to Cosset.
Yep.
The pass not successful. The ball scatters into the goal.
Cosset snaps the ball.
Can she?
No, she's engaged. That's a rule, right?
I'm pretty sure you can't pick that up if you're engaged.
Yeah.
Could intercept.
Or is it that you can't unsnap when you're engaged? Is that the rule? That's the rule.
I think she could intercept it anyway based on that ball path.
No, you can. You cannot unsnap the ball when you're engaged because that allows you to unsnap, take the parting blow, pick it up once you're outside. So you can snap whilst engaged. We got it. So Will is quite frustrated about the fact that this game's not. So 6 influence scalpels died, and Will, like this is really good sporting play from Will. Will's like, no, this changes the game so much
because it forces what my next activation.
Because my next activation can't be this Fahad activation; it has to be Theron, and you probably, and that changes the game state for the rest of the game.
So I mean, if I was in this situation, well, no, because you can't even. You did such a warp back.
It would be such a warp, right? I think both players are being overly polite now because Will feels like he's got something he shouldn't have got.
Well, it's more like he then, like, I can see the kind of the state of it where Will goes on to win it, and he's always got that looming like, I feel like I was in a real good spot, and I feel like I probably win it, but I feel like I didn't win it clean now. So this is Minerva.
So Minerva here coming in. Onto Casket, I think. Big roll.
A Momentous I Spy and a Momentous Harrier. They were both on Casket.
Cosset trying to kick the ball away.
Yeah, that was my initial fear, is if this went into such a politeness party that we then landed in a situation where we'll concede.
Yeah.
would have been a real shame. So pass back over to Hemlock.
Yeah. I think it missed.
Which did not succeed.
Direction. Graves scoops the ball.
So he rolled a 1-3 and then proceeded to place the ball at 3-3.
He said Red's direction 1-3 and then did 3-3. Yeah.
I'm a bit lost now.
Oh. Costa they're disengaging with Back to the Shadows. And yeah, I agree with chat. David Cameron should have double checked.
Yeah, 100%.
A Captain Death.
I believe, like, as much as I agree with kind of everything that's been said so far, that was what David said first. He was like, at the point that counter-attack was resolved and I passed the clock to you,
yeah.
The moment that's happened and we move on, both players have agreed at the table state at that point when the clock is passed, I've missed my chance to correct that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But both players are having fun with it, and that's fine.
Guys in chat saying more player needs to pick up the play. It's getting sloppy. I think at this point he has mentally conceded and is playing it out. So 2 damage down to 1, and snared on to Casket.
Well,
it should be 2 stays at 2 because of the Harrier.
Yeah, there we go.
And they picked that as well.
There we go. We're back. Some form of sense restored.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about Will turning around and conceding, because they would end up in, then they'd go from a no, we'll do it my way, no, we'll do it my way, to then arguing about who conceded first.
Yeah. And then you need a comprehensive timing sequence for conceding.
Yep. Add that one to the rule book. So Casket on 10 now. His attacks railing in from Theron.
Yeah.
It's descended into chaos. So 5 remaining on Casket with reanimate not triggered yet.
Five damage again.
Triggers reanimate.
He reanimates, and the last attack.
Can you imagine this will be Casket going down?
And that's a dead Casket. 8 points to the Hunters.
So 8-2 to the Hunters as Casket falls.
And then Blessing shooting Graves now. David there saying, that looks out to me. It's range 3,
right?
So what happened there is David's like, all right, my activation. I was like, no, I expect my activation on your clock. You have this one on my clock.
It's all in very good humour.
Yeah, the players are having a great time with it. When you could hear them, they are laughing and joking about how mental and ridiculous this game has descended into.
Yeah.
And Graves there just not moving. He's like, well, whatever.
You pin me, I'm just not going to move. Now, how do you feel about wasting that momentum?
Yeah. So Will here just chasing down the Morticians, finishing them off where he can. Red Mink's going in. Kills the bird. Up to 9 for Hunters. Dark Doubt stripping down some of the momentum there. Not that it particularly matters. Will's on 8, David's on 0.
That's fine.
David's like, how'd you get to 9? And you're like, oh yes, all my players are dead in front of me here. Yes, makes sense. So Cheska moves up and heals. For the guys that just tuned in, the mistake that mucked things up was the counter-attack from Cena mauling both players, assuming, or not assuming, both players agreeing
Scalpel
that
was on
Scalpel
4
died.
health.
Yep.
And the +1, because Scalpel was snared, was added to the mauling.
Yeah.
But it's only playbook damage result, so Scalpel would have still been on 1 health. And then, because it was done in a counter-attack, Scalpel is likely to go down unless he could generate the momentum to heal her up, but at which point she's still likely to go down.
Yeah.
But it meant that it kind of the butterfly effect throughout the turn.
Yeah. So Theron didn't go into Scalpel to kill her, which meant he could run up and shoot
and
someone
get
else.
rid of Casket
Kill
instead.
Casket instead, and yeah, it just
kind of unravelled.
yeah.
But it is what it is.
Both players agreed to it, kind of. Will wanted it to go back. David was like, "No, I made a mistake. I should have checked." We'll just
Well, it's
play
when
it out.
you've got a massive reason that you come to these events is kind of like show your worth, so to speak, in a competitive sense. It's always horrible to have like a gimme. It's like if you go to an event and win it and the first round you had was a bye. It's like,
Yeah,
I beat the same amount of people that finished from like 2nd through to 6th beat.
Yeah.
But is what it is.
And also, I guess, like Will said, he'll feel bad having the win with like this. If David had was given a take back and then won, you'd feel just as cheeky, I guess.
Yeah. David does not think he's down and out, so to speak. Like he's saying, like, oh, well, let's try and work out if I can win this.
Clock him. Clock him for 10 points.
David does just look nervous at this point.
Yeah,
like he's like knocking things all over the place.
and not really caring about placement overly too much.
Jolly in the place of error.
Yeah.
Weirdly, like the other David Cameron, that one.
That one. Could make jokes. Got to keep politics out of the stream.
Yep.
David Cameron is singing Les Mis about the most hopeless defence, like and building up the barricades ever to try and stop the French army, because he's obviously the French champion. He's just going out with style to himself.
This clock swapping is 10 out of 10 at the moment.
Yeah.
So good. It's currently on David's clock. Very good.
Yeah.
What's going on?
If you could hear it down, he is just humming the what song is it?
Yeah, this is exactly how this feels. It likes playing your mate at a pub.
Yeah, it is. 100%. This is how it sounds. It's like your mate's trounced you at the pub, so you're just going to have fun with it. Yeah. Yeah. Guys in chat, the Song of Angry Men. Yeah, it's that one. I don't know if that's the actual name of the song. Do you hear the people sing? That's the one.
So counter-attack coming in from Hemlock. tackles the ball off to try and make life harder.
Yep. Guys in chat saying, never forget the...
But I don't think he's rolled high enough to tackle the ball back. He takes the push. Finds another one.
2 attacks left after coming in after this.
Well, one if he wants
attack
to
for
score.
Yeah.
There's the
Takes
tackle.
the tackle back. Why is an attack to push away to get the extra dice on the shot?
So, yeah.
You know what? Do it in style. Pass to Fahad. Fahad snapshot. Bang.
Oh. One can dream. Takes an momentous double dodge.
Very nice. Yeah,
to try and get out of the eye line of Cossack.
And that's a goal down the bottom corner.
And that is
12-2.
game 12-2 to Will. Why is it all on Dave's clock? That's just one. That is the tip of the iceberg, my friend.
They stopped caring about clock long ago.
Yeah, the clock. That's the thing they stopped caring about. That descended into chaos. We've had a few games over this. So what game is that of commentary we've done this weekend?
8.
Is that number 9?
No, 9. That was number 9, sorry.
Number 9. There's been some games that we've done commentary on over the past 9 games. That one is close towards the top.
Tensest ones
Yeah.
are the ones that seem to descend into madness.
Yeah.
So we had the end of day 1, just went crazy.
Yep.
End of day 2 became the over the rope finale.
Over the top rope challenge. And then we've got this one just here.
So far,
just kind of descended into madness after
after
an error that kind of unravelled the entire narrative of the game.
Yep.
And we tried to keep up on what was going on, but it kind of all just fallen apart at that point.
Pete Tong.
But yes, well, I think on the kind of the grand scape of the game, if I was to try and butterfly effect it back and then back forwards again, I don't think the winner of the changes. I still think when Will wins it, irrelevant of the error with Scalpel. I can't see how David can get out of that situation where Scalpel was she was being controlled. She wasn't actually achieving a huge amount with what she was doing. All that momentum was being spent trying to keep everybody alive. He wasn't able to be aggressive up the pitch and find a route to score any victory points, and any victory points he got felt like they were controlled by Will.
Yeah.
And David didn't seem to have any control over managing where Will's VPs were coming from. Like, part of the game is obviously focusing on where you get your VPs, but it is also kind of trying to dictate where your opponent gets theirs. It's very, I don't want to say foolish, but it's a very hard game plan to go into a game with the intent of conceding none.
Yes,
but if you can dictate the pace and dictate where your opponent's VPs do come from, you're in a better spot. And I feel like across what we'd seen in the game up to that point, Will had way better control on where David's victory points were coming from. So across kind of the game ahead of when it descended into madness, I think it was pretty firmly in Will's territory. So I could only ever really see that being the result coming out of that one, bar some more craziness the other way happening.
Yeah. Well,
have we got the results for the other ones? Can we go through those quickly? Because I imagine that was the last to finish.
Just reloading Longshanks now. The internet connection here is fantastic.
So good.
So good.
Everything's just been going entirely to plan.
So Charles Nurser beat Alex Botts.
So Charles Nurser beat Alex Botts. So I'm guessing that goes down as an upset.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the 2018.
Well, there was a brief thing going on in the chat ahead of this about that was in terms of the rankings, whatever that means. I don't really do Longshank stuff, but Botts was, of the pool that was left, Botts was the highest and Nurser was the lowest.
Yeah, so Giant Slayer in there. They're the only two results that have been inputted, but it means that Alex Botts and Henry Kay have been knocked out.
Oh.
Yeah. Interesting times.
So that's that. We'll be back. When's the next round, Rondog?
In like half an hour's time for the next round. So go grab yourself a sandwich, get some drinks, and settle yourself in for 30 minutes time when we come back with the next game.
I'm going to do one last plug of our code. So we do have a code, TeamStream20, 20% off all Guild Ball products at store.steamforged.com. That will be, I assume, up until 12 o'clock tonight. midnight hour UK time. I am going to
Yep.
double check that to update you as to when that is scheduled to come down. We are also going to be doing a Black Friday sale on the 23rd of November. So in terms of gauging whether you want to make a purchase or not, just be aware that there is a Black Friday. There's some things that may be in it and there's others that won't. So if you really want to pick something up and just want to get any saving on it, pick it up now. If you want to wait and see if you can make a better saving later down the line, wait until the 23rd.
Just word from chat is that, I don't know how you guys find this stuff out so quickly from the event before it's even inputted into Longshanks, but apparently Bartek won.
Engineers.
Engineers won.
Nice.
So we have Nurser, Metz, Will and Bartek in the
So that's the last
semi-final.
Nice.
We'll be back in half an hour for that semi-final. We'll see you very soon, guys.